Hey, Columbus business owners, you know how critical technology is to, well, everything you do? But let's be honest, trying to figure out what you should actually be paying for IT support, it can be a total headache. So today, we are going to cut through all that noise. We're using the 2026 pricing guide to give you a super clear, simple breakdown of what managed IT costs right here in Columbus.
All right, let's just get right into it. The big question you're all here for. You know you need good IT, but why does the pricing feel so all over the place? You get one quote from this company, another from that one, and they can feel worlds apart. Our whole goal here is to make sense of it all for you. I mean, how perfect is this? If you've ever been stuck on the outer belt at 5 o'clock, you know this feeling. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and you're just not sure you're in the right lane. Well, think of us as your traffic report. We're about to give you that bird's eye view and show you the fastest, clearest path forward.
Okay, no more waiting, let's talk numbers. The quick and dirty answer is this. Most businesses in Columbus are going to pay somewhere between $99 and $250 per user every single month. And I know what you're thinking. Whoa, that's a huge range, right? So what gives? Why isn't it just one simple number? Well, let's break down what actually goes into that final price tag. So the very first thing you have to understand to make sense of that big price range is that there are different ways companies charge for this stuff. And honestly, how they bill you is probably the single biggest factor in what you'll end up paying. So let's dive into the two main ways they do it.
So on one hand, you've got the most common model, which is per user per month. It's exactly what it sounds like, a flat, predictable fee for each of your employees. The whole idea here is proactive support. They're trying to stop problems before they even start. Then you've got the other model, break fix. It sounds tempting because you only pay when something goes wrong. But think about that for a second. Your IT provider only makes money when your business is in pain. A single server crash could land you with an absolutely massive, unexpected bill. It's a real gamble. Okay, so you get the models. Now let's make this all about you. This isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. The price tag really gets tailored to your business. So let's look at how those numbers change depending on how big your company is.
So if you're a small business, maybe in that 5 to 20 employee range, you'll usually see pricing in tiers like this. Basic gets you your standard 9 to 5 help desk. Move up to standard, and you get that super important 24/7 emergency support and some essential security. But that premium tier, that's where things get really interesting. That's where it becomes a real partnership with things like a dedicated manager and a vCIO, a virtual chief information officer. It's like having a high-powered tech executive helping you plan your future, but for a fraction of the cost. Pretty cool, right? Now check this out because it's kind of counterintuitive. As your company gets bigger, the price you pay per person can actually go down. Yep, for mid-sized businesses, it's all about economies of scale. It's just more efficient for an IT company to support 50 people than 5, so you get a better deal. And this is also where you start seeing enterprise-level support, which brings in the heavy-duty security and compliance that bigger companies absolutely have to have. All right, so we've got the main monthly cost down, but, and this is a big but, if you want to budget correctly, you have to know what isn't in that monthly fee. Let's talk about the add-ons and, the potential hidden costs that can sneak up on you if you're not ready for them.
Think of your base plan like the car, and these are the optional upgrades. For example, if you're a doctor's office or a law firm, you're going to need that compliance service add-on. It's not really optional for you. If you handle a lot of sensitive customer data, you better believe you'll want advanced security. These are powerful, necessary services, but they're almost always priced separately, so make sure you ask.
Okay, lean in for this one because this is where people can get tripped up. You need to ask about these things specifically. Is there a one-time setup fee? What happens when a laptop dies? Is a new one included? Probably not. If your plan is only 9 to 5, what does an emergency call at 8 p.m. cost? And what about big projects like moving your office? That's going to be a separate quote. Knowing this stuff up front saves you so many headaches later. So far, we've been talking a lot about the price you pay for IT. But now, we're going to flip that completely on its head. Let's talk about the very real cost of not having solid professional IT support. This is where you see the true value. Just look at that number, $9,000 per hour. That's what the average local business loses every single hour their systems are down and their people can't work. All of a sudden, that monthly IT fee doesn't look like an expense, does it? It looks like the best insurance policy your company could ever buy. And if you thought that was scary, it gets worse when we talk about security. Nearly $150,000. That's the average cost for a small business to clean up the mess after just one data breach. For a lot of small companies, that's a death sentence. That's what good cybersecurity is protecting you from, every minute of every day. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wouldn't it just be cheaper to hire our own IT person? It's a fair question, but let's do the math. When you add up salary, benefits, training, everything, one in-house IT person can easily cost over $100,000 a year. For that same 20-person company, a whole managed team with a huge range of skills costs about a third of that. The numbers here, well, they don't lie.
And the return here isn't just about avoiding disaster. It's about making your business better. We're talking less downtime, getting problems fixed way faster, and a lot fewer security scares. But honestly, forget all that and look at the last number. Imagine giving every single one of your employees 2.5 hours of their week back, time they're not spending fighting with tech. What could your business do with all that reclaimed productivity? It's absolutely huge.
Okay, you get it, you see the value, you understand the costs. Now for the big finale. How do you actually choose the right provider? This is the most important part, so let's walk through a simple plan to make sure you get it right. We're going to make this super simple. Here's your 5-step checklist. First, figure out what you're really spending now. And don't forget to include lost time. Second, write down your non-negotiables. Is it 24/7 support? Is it specific security stuff? Third, go get 3 to 5 quotes. Fourth, and please do not skip this step, check their references. Talk to their actual clients. And finally, read every single line of that contract. And just as important as what to look for is what to run away from. If a provider is being cagey about their response times, that's a red flag. If they won't let you talk to their clients, that's a huge red flag. Run. High-pressure sales, confusing pricing, and especially if they don't seem obsessed with cybersecurity, those are all signs to look somewhere else.
You know, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? This is about a mindset shift. You're not just hiring a utility company to fix things when they break. You're looking for a strategic partner who is genuinely invested in using technology to help your business grow and win. Seeing them as a partner, not a vendor, is the whole key.
So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. When you look at your business, is your technology just another line item on the expense report? Or is it your secret weapon? Is it the one thing that can help you blow right past your competition? Because I promise you, with the right IT partner, it absolutely can be.